Today's coffee of choice is the Folgers Black Silk, and as you can see, it's supposed to be bold and intense with a smooth finish, and we have found that that's not necessarily the case unless you make it pretty strong. So we're looking forward to getting a different kind of beans we can grind very soon, so we'll have another coffee feature. Hi guys, Coffee Freelancer here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I'm just enjoying a cup of coffee this morning, and I wanted to talk about the economy a little bit. Is the economy tanking for resellers? And the short answer to that is, it's not in a great place right now. The car market has its highest since 2008 number of people that are behind on payments. The housing market prices are sky high, and a lot of people are choosing not to buy right now. And then inflation is very high. Gas prices are high, and I say none of this to be alarmed, because in some ways it's the economy is a self-correcting process, and it needs to go through those periods to correct. But also human activity, of course, has everything to do with the economy. And so for a reseller or in any business endeavor really, there are things that can be done during times like this. Like, this is not a time to be scared and necessarily jump out of your business, but you may want to look into some extra side gigs, do some deliveries, or find a little part-time job that will supplement what you're doing to cover some of those expenses. And then other things that we can do to combat, or at least that I do during those times, is finding items that are definitely going to still be needed by people that are not in a position to be buying everything they want at that moment. You know, when you're going through economic struggle, you pay your house first, you pay your car, and then if there's a little left over, you're trying to find some things that are needed, like school clothes, or, you know, clothes for parents or whatever, and you're trying to find a relatively decent deal when you do that. So as resellers, we can try to list those things during those times. And the other thing is our pricing. We can try to put our pricing a little bit lower so that the person is getting a bargain. So if a person has the wherewithal and keeps trying to list things for, you know, decent prices so people can find a deal, and really works on the other aspects of your business, like maybe finding all your listings that haven't sold for a while and putting a sale on them, or even clearing them out, having a yard sale, things like that. Really focusing on making your listings better, focusing on finding other methods to source your items, and getting better quality items. You can focus on all these things when the economy's bad, and still really try to continue growing. And then when we finally start to see some recovery there, then you're just going to be in a much better position. And so today's video was just kind of, you know, very, very relaxed, just kind of some coffee and talk to you from the couch. And but it's just something that's on my mind and what I'm doing with the store right now. And you know, I'm working on organizing my inventory in a better way, and I'm taking a lot of listings off of eBay, things that have been sitting, and as you know, that greatly increases your sell-through rate anyway. So I'm going to a local, really small thrift store called the Encore Shop, a ministry of St. Paul's, and it is all run and owned by the Episcopal Church here. I'm going to see if they have some interesting finds today.
Hi, do you know your way around here?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I've actually been here several times.
Great.
So. think I'll pick this up. It's a friend's cup. I'll be there for you. Not sure, couldn't find any sold comps on it, but I think it's just kind of cool. Shirts are all $1 a piece. All right, gonna walk over to a coffee shop I like to go to quite frequently called Flight Crew Coffee. And I'm gonna get a coffee and actually do some listing. I just also wanted to add that this doesn't just apply to people that have houses and cars. Maybe you don't have a car. Maybe you don't have a house. Maybe you have an apartment, or maybe you even live with someone else or roommates or whatever. This applies to you too. Also, sometimes that can be beneficial because you just have less expenses. Like you may not be in as great of an economic position currently, but you have less expenses. So that's an opportunity to still take your listings, give people bargains, find things that they really need, and keep building your business. So that applies to you too. And you know, often if you just research enough, you're going to find, okay, this is a thing that people need right now, and this is what I should throw up for a listing. So oftentimes those, the times where a person is really struggling the most, similar to the economy, can actually be a great opportunity for growth. It doesn't have to be so grim if one just puts forth some of that effort. And it doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to make nearly as much profit as you do when the economy is doing well. But if you just find a way to balance it, you'll be all right. And as always, keep on drinking that coffee and keep on freelancing.